joined the 464th Bomb Group in November of 1943. We were flying training missions out of Idaho. We started our movement in December. And I was originally slated to go by boat to Italy. We got to Topeka, Kansas, and at Topeka, they decided there were some missions that we had to accomplish. So we started flying some missions. They flew a B-24 down for us from Pocatello, and we started flying missions. One mission, and I'm probably the only enlisted man that has flown a B-24. We flew from cross country to Chicago. And on the way back, the pilot called me up to the cockpit and said, "Sit down in the right seat." And I did. And we flew that B-24 and took it off from autopilot. I flew that B-24 from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Wichita, Kansas. That was the last time that I know of that Ed Lee did anything like that. Ed Lee was our pilot. We flew overseas, flew from Lake Nebraska to West Overfield, Florida, and then from there we flew across the
please turn that stupid fan off.
It's the ice machine.
Africa was our first actually base overseas. Tunisia. We flew and some crew training missions from Africa. In about May, we moved from there to Genoa, Italy. At Genoa, we flew our first mission, and we flew up to northern Italy for our mission. Colonel Bonner took us across the target, and we stopped in, couldn't see a thing. Across the target, made a circle and come back across the target. We had one blast from the ground, and they got one plane. From there, we flew every day for 13 missions. The doc wanted to see how many missions these pilots could stand, and we flew those 13 missions. On my 22nd mission, we had a brand new 24J, beautiful plane. We'd spent 2 weeks on it, getting it ready. That day was a maximum mission day. And so we took off that morning about 8 o'clock. We were leaders of the Baker box, which was a high box. We were supposed to be flying at 30,000 feet. We got up over Europe, and then we had trouble. We crossed what we call the point of no return. And at that time, we had crossed it for about 15 minutes. So we decided we would go ahead. We lost an engine, number 4 engine, 24. We flew up to Lake Valentine, made the IP, turned down to go over Vienna. We were still supposed to be at 30,000 feet. We hadn't barely made 20. We went in over Vienna at 20,000 feet. come out with doing 2 engines. We lost another engine over target. We had a question. Our wingmen stayed with us, and we flew that B-24 from Vienna, Austria to Spitz, Yugoslavia. Now, Spitz, Yugoslavia is about 40 miles from the Adriatic. We bailed out there because we lost another engine. The B-24 doesn't fly very good. Oh, what is it's kind of hard to keep it in the air. I bailed out along with another crew member, or 2 other crew members, on one side of the mountain. And the rest of the crew bailed out on the other side of the mountain. I had never bailed out before, never used a parachute before. The instructor, the last thing he's told us was that that's the one thing you do right. So, after the slipstream of the plane, and it was quite heavy, you have no sensation of falling. And I was falling down, and I decided it's time to open my chute.